Good morning again, everyone. This time I'm going to change it up. And by request of Philip, he requested that I do a. Oh, there you finally got the notification early, and that's great. As a request of Philip, he wanted me to do a Periscope on health, even though I've never done one before. I'm going to make an attempt to do one as best I can. I don't have very long to give one. My daughter will be calling me in about an hour, so I will go ahead and. Hi, Philip. Good. Yeah, I'll try the best I can to do the best I can. And if I miss something, Philip can help me or whatever. But I'm going to do the best I can to get this message out and tell you why you shouldn't be eating the things that you're eating. Before I do that, let me send a prayer up to heaven. Dear Father in heaven, I pray that you be with this Periscope. Be with those that are in here, Lord. We all need to be healthy, Lord. And unfortunately, this world has a world full of sick people, Lord, because they're not eating right. They're eating all the wrong foods that are harmful to our system, Lord. And we need to get this message out and tell people how they should live, what they should eat, because you have given us foods from the garden, Lord, and that's what we need to live on. And I just pray that people will understand that, and that they'll start living healthy too, Lord. And I thank you that you've guided me, Lord, giving me guidance on how to eat, and that you've sent people into my life on Periscope here, Lord, that have also guided me and told me how I should be healthy too, Lord. I thank you so much for Philip and for Stacy. They are a blessing to me and a blessing to others, Lord, and I thank you for both of them. I pray that you will be with everyone in this Periscope and be with me as I give this message. Go with us all. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. First of all, anybody that's very, very sick, you know why you're sick? It's because of the foods that you're eating. You're eating very poorly. You're eating all the processed foods. When you look down on it, those processed foods, all they have is chemicals in it. Chemicals that you can't pronounce. And if you can't pronounce them, don't put them in your body because they're not good for you. Our bodies are the temple of God. And God says if we destroy our bodies, He's going to destroy us. We need to put the proper things in our bodies. We shouldn't be putting, hi Nadelka, good to see you. Welcome. Welcome to Periscope for the very first time. We shouldn't be putting things in our body that are harmful. I have been finding that out lately because I've not been eating well my whole life. I'm still drinking my smoothie, so let me get some more of it. But it's not until just recently that Philip was talking about health and Stacy was talking about how you should live well and be strong and the things that you should eat and should not eat. And I'm thankful for both of them because it's helped me to understand that I was living wrong. I was eating the wrong foods. And you know the thing of it is, thank you, Erlene, for the super hearts. Those foods look appetizing in the store. They really do. I mean, they tempt you, and I think they do that on purpose. They tempt you with the foods in the store, all the processed foods, the sugary foods, the ones that have a lot of fat in them. They tempt you with them. And I'll tell you, I was tempted to eat them all the time. I would pick them up and eat them, and then I'd wonder why I even did that. But, so the thing of it is, when you see those processed foods in the store, walk away from them. Don't touch them because they're harmful. Like I said, they have things in them, the ingredients. You look on the ingredients, and I've done this many, many times. That's right, they're not our friends. You look at the ingredients on the package. If you can't pronounce the ingredients, you better not put that in your body because you don't know what that ingredient is. You have no idea. A lot of the stuff that they give you nowadays, it's all got chemicals in it. You know how it's processed with chemicals, and you don't want to put that kind of stuff in your body. We need to get back to the Garden of Eden and eat what God gave us in the garden in the first place. Good morning from Stratford, Connecticut. Welcome. Well, and I don't know about that day tag, but the thing of it is, eating meat is not good for you. Now, back in Bible times, it was a lot different than it is now because they processed the meat. Do you realize that things go into that meat that you really should be putting in your body? I mean, a piece of meat could fall on the floor. If there's something on the floor like hair or whatever, that's going to go right into the meat. They don't care. So they'll put anything into the meat that they can. And I've even heard that there are human body parts in the meat. Do you want to eat that? I don't. I mean, just the shudder, just the thought of it makes me sick to my stomach to think what they are putting in them foods. And people are buying them and eating them every day of their life, not realizing that what they're doing to their bodies. That's right. You got to read the labels and study the ingredients. Like I said, if the ingredients you can't pronounce them, which most of the time you can't, because I've looked at a lot of those that I try to pronounce the ingredients and I can't hide their hair out of any of them. If you can't pronounce the ingredients, don't even put them in your body, because you don't know what those ingredients really are. We know this world is full of Good morning, Jonathan. Good to see you. We know this world is full of foods are full of chemicals, and the thing of it is, well, I'm glad you are, Jonathan. That's wonderful. And I don't usually get sick. I haven't hardly been sick a day in my life, and it's ironic that I haven't been with all the foods I've been eating and putting in my body. I've done a lot of harm, not really realizing that I have. But I guess you could say I've got a good immune system because I've very seldom ever got sick, and that's a good thing. But I want that to continue. And the way to continue for any of us is to start eating healthy. Get away from eating your junk food, potato chips, pretzels, things like that. And like I said, don't buy the ice cream in the store that has all the sugar in it. Do you realize it's got more than just sugar in it? It's got a lot of fat in it too. It's processed food, and any processed food is not good for you because they put all kinds of stuff in it. Your ice cream container is the same thing. It's got ingredients in there that you can't pronounce the words. If you can't pronounce them, don't put them in your body because they're not healthy for you. That's why I make my own smoothies. I make my own ice cream because it's a lot more healthier this way. And it tastes better. It's not loaded with sugar. It doesn't have your milk. If it did put milk in it, I would put either almond milk or rice dream, which I did put into my smoothie. I put a little bit of rice dream in my smoothie, about half a cup. The rest is water. But that's how you have to live. Don't buy milk in the store. Milk is not for us. Milk is for calves. It's like Forerunner says. That it comes from calves. They should be the only one drinking the milk. Don't buy milk in the store. If you're going to get milk, get your almond milk, or get your coconut milk, or get your rice dream. And okay, Arlene, have a good day. Oh yeah, I do too. It's not a bad tasting. I was afraid to get it because I don't care for rice. But Stacy said, well, you don't taste the rice in it anyway, which you don't. So I buy that. And that's the thing. This world would be a lot more healthy. People would be a lot more healthy if they just get away from the foods that they're eating. They don't realize when they fill their grocery carts up with all those processed foods, what they are doing to their bodies. Like I said, the processed foods look good, and I think they do that on purpose. They put them in the stores and sit them on the shelves thinking that people are really going to want to eat them. And they do. They're enticing. They do. They entice you with all the beautiful packaging and everything like that and say, oh, this looks good. So you take it home and you start to eat it. And then if you don't feel good afterwards, you wonder what happened, And I have had some problems other ways from the foods I've been eating. And I won't go into it. You can probably pretty much guess what it is. But anyway, and I've often wondered why. It's been something I've been eating. But since I've started eating better, I do go to the bathroom more, however, but I know I'm getting the toxins out. And that's a good thing. If you go to the bathroom a lot, you're releasing those toxins because toxins will build up in your body over time from all the bad foods that we're putting into our bodies. That's why I encourage everybody to get away from eating meat because you don't need it. That's the thing. I felt that I needed it too. I couldn't live without it. But we can live without meat. You get back to the what God gave us in the Garden of Eden. Eat your fruits and vegetables. Like I'll eat a salad sometimes for lunch, and during the summer days I'll eat ice cream at night, maybe a sandwich or two or whatever. And that's all I eat. And I'm not putting bad things in my body. I'm not buying the processed foods. I'm not buying the tofu and spinach. Well, now there you go. That's good. Tofu is kind of an acquired taste. I have had tofu, but it is an acquired taste. And tofurkey, I like that as well. If you can get into those, meats like that for sandwiches, that's fine. But eat it sparingly. Limit to what you eat. Hi, Gabriel. Good morning. Welcome. But, people don't really realize, oh, thank you, that The thing of it is, we have to start eating better. If we expect to be healthy, we need to start eating better. We can't rely on the foods in the stores. We cannot rely on the foods in the stores. And Ellen White gave us a beautiful health message. We have a health message, but we're sitting on it. Nobody's willing to talk about it. Well, I want to talk about it. Philip has, and so has Stacy. We need to talk about it and tell people what you can and cannot have. And it's up to you to decide whether you want to continue to eat that stuff or not. I'm not going to tell you you have to give it up entirely, because that is a hard thing to do. You may have to just do it sparingly. Start out slow. That's what I had to do. Start out slow, and eventually I just gave it all completely up. Because you'll find out, and I'm finding it out myself, that you'll start feeling a lot better. A lot better. It's going to take time for me, though, to get down to the weight that I want to be and everything. But I need to continue to do it. You stop using drugs, you need to stop using drugs. Drugs are harmful to your body. Jesus said if you destroy your body, he'll destroy you. You don't need those drugs. The thing out there, yes, I am, definitely. People don't understand. The drugs are very harmful. There's natural means, but do you know that doctors don't talk about the natural means to get you well? They don't. They don't talk about that at all. They want to feed you full of these drugs so you'll keep coming back. And that's the problem. They'll give you a drug, and then hi, Ruben, good to see you, welcome. They'll give you a drug, and then you'll get sick from that drug, so then they'll give you another drug to counteract the effects of that drug. It's just a vicious cycle. And you need to get away from drugs as well. And also the products that you use every day on your body. For your hair, what you do when you take a shower or a bath, whichever you do. Things like that. Do you realize, good morning, blessings to you, Ruben. Do you realize that the products that you're using every day on your bodies are full of chemicals? I have just started realizing that. I'm starting to use natural products now. You need to get away from those products, because that stuff will get down into your skin and it's going to harm your system. So I'm using natural products now. Even for my dishes, I'm using a natural product, because I don't want those chemicals on my dishes, and then I put my food on it. You don't want that either. So natural means on that too. It's not an impossibility, people, if you start figuring out what you need to do to get yourself healthy, because we are so sick. This society is a sin-sick society. When you think about it, how many people are going to the doctor day in and day out, week in and week out? And why? Because they're not eating right. That's what a lot of it's caused from. Of course, they may have had health problems from the very beginning, but the thing of it is, the health problems they've had from the very beginning has been exacerbated, or however the word you want to use, for continually eating the wrong foods. They've made it worse. And if you've got any health problems at all, don't eat the wrong foods, because that's just going to make them completely worse. And you're not going to get any better. And that's the thing. The doctors don't want you to get better. As long as you keep coming back to them, they're going to make more money. Do you realize that the doctors make money on every prescription that they write? So don't stay on prescription. Oh, thank you for the super hearts, Ruben. Don't stay on those drugs. Don't get on those drugs. Don't let a doctor prescribe to you any drugs. Now, my insurance, they want me to have a prescription plan. I refuse. I will not have a prescription plan. I'll pay to keep away from having that prescription plan before I'll have one, because those are harmful to your body. You don't realize the stuff that they put in those prescriptions. They're not good for you. Not at all. There are natural means out there, but no doctors will ever tell you. You have to find a naturopathic doctor, one that's willing to work with you on natural means. The same thing of it is, to me, there is a cure for cancer. They tell you there's not a cure for cancer, but when you think about it, if you start living well and doing what you need to do, you won't get sick. You won't get cancer. Now, Jack LaLanne, he had cancer many, many years ago. Of course, he's passed on now because he got up in years. He got, I think, 90-something when he passed away. But anyway, he had cancer. He started juicing every day. And you know something? He got rid of his cancer by juicing. That is amazing, but it did happen with him. And I think it can happen with anybody. If you're real sick, just start juicing. Now, I don't recommend the juicer he had, because you lose the nutrients You lose all the pulp. The Ninja that I have, everything is right there. You don't lose anything. Whatever. Make a smoothie or whatever. If you want to make a smoothie every day, yeah, he did. He was sick. He had cancer, and he would do his he would give infomercials and talked about how his cancer went away because of juicing every day. Well, that's when I was married, my husband and I, we started juicing too. We thought, well, if it worked for him, it can work for us. It will work for anybody if you just start doing what you need to do to live healthy and be strong. Like Stacy said, I drink a lot of more smoothies than I have in the past now. They're good for me. They're healthy, and they've got all healthy ingredients in it. Things that are not going to make me sick. Things that I don't have to look at the package and say, well, what is in here that I shouldn't be having? Because, like I said, anything that's processed, they put so many different chemicals in it and everything. This is a chemical society, basically, when you get right down to it. The chemicals are harmful, and people don't realize how harmful they really are. We need to get out of those harmful chemicals. For your own sake and for your own health, please stop eating meat and stop eating the sugary foods. I know they're going to be hard. Yeah, it is. It is, Ruben. The stuff they put in them, it would curl your hair because, like I said, you look at the ingredients on the package. You can't pronounce them. Why would you want to put those in your body if you can't pronounce them? And you think you'd have to even look it up on the internet to see what the ingredient even is, And the thing of it is, you've got a lot of your fats too. Fat is not good. Too much fat is not good in your body either. Some is okay. You have to have a little, but some of the foods have got way too much. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Philip, and that's why I eat organic cereals. And that's another thing. If you can go organic on your foods, I recommend that highly. Hi, Carrie. Good to see you. Welcome. Because the organic foods, you know that how they've been taken care of. They have not sprayed any chemicals or anything on them. And they are better for you that way. If you can buy organic, I realize that organic is a little more expensive. If you can afford it, go organic as much as you can. Now, I plan on going out today, maybe getting more organic foods, because they're good for me. And something, Stacy was saying something about the banana, or somebody had told me, I was sure somebody had told me that organic bananas have a different taste to them. So I thought, well, I'm going to try it and see. I tasted one yesterday, and yes, they do have a stronger taste to them, but they're better for you. Because you know that they haven't been sprayed with chemicals and anything like that. Now, my ex-husband says when he does with his apples, now when he buys apples, he takes them, he peels them just in case that it has chemicals and stuff on it. And that's a good idea too, to peel the apples to make sure that the chemicals are not there. Because you don't know if they've sprayed the trees. You have no idea. If it doesn't say organic, they probably have. And that's unfortunate, But, I think a lot more companies are getting where they're going organic now. I've noticed the stores are getting a lot more health conscious. And I'm glad of that because people like you and people like me, we need to live healthy. We want organic foods. Yes, it can. It can have pesticides in there. Not very good for you at all. Well, yes, it can be. It can be, Reuben, but if they sprayed chemicals in it, you don't want to put those chemicals in your body either. Any pesticides and stuff, because they will spray the trees to keep the pesticides away. And the only way you can avoid that is to get organic. That's great too, Earlene, that more stores are getting organic. Like I said, Walmart's got a lot now. I have a Winco Foods close to me that's got organic, and I have an Albertsons that's a little bit organic. Not a lot, but every little bit helps, and I buy organic as much as I can. Granted, it's a lot more expensive, but it's a lot better to eat it, a lot healthier for you, and you know that the products you are eating have been sprayed with chemicals, because that's what really affects your body. I think that's why a lot of people are getting cancer too, because they're eating foods that have been full of pesticides and everything else, and it's got into their system and made them sick. We need to get out of eating the foods like that, if at all possible. If you can buy organic, like I said, do it as much as possible. You're going to find you'll be a lot healthier, and they might cost you a lot in the beginning. But when you get right down to it, it's going to save you money-wise from going to the doctor later, because that's going to cost you a lot more if you go to the doctor, for sure. That's right. That's true, Philip. I do the same thing. You have to wash them because if there's any chance of pesticides being on there, you want to wash them first to make sure there aren't. Get that free of any pesticides they have on them. It's a shame that they go and spray those on there. I can understand why they do it though, to get rid of the pesticides, but they're doing more harm than good by doing that. And the thing of it is, the processed foods in the store, like I said, they are so appealing. And I never have. No, what I did when I took my shower this morning, I have what I call coconut cream. Coconut cream for my shampoo, but I have coconut oil body wash, and I used that this morning. And somebody has suggested that I get a loofah sponge and use that. Well, it's rough on your skin, but if it exfoliates, it'll make me feel better. So I used that this morning all over, and I didn't want to get out of the shower because it felt so good. We have to do everything we can to keep our bodies healthy, keep ourselves healthy. We need to get out of this idea of eating the wrong foods because the wrong foods are harmful to our bodies. And I wish they would stop selling those harmful foods. But as long as people are gonna buy them, they're gonna. I just under the sink is all I do. I probably should do a different measure, but I don't. But I wish they would stop selling the harmful foods in the stores. Oh, thank you for the Super Hearts. Look at them go. But they won't. As long as people are going to eat them and buy them, they're going to sell them. And that's unfortunate. I'm very careful when I go to the store that I don't buy something that's going to harm my body. And when you look at people in the grocery stores and they fill up their grocery carts, oh my goodness, they have junk in there. Literally junk. Junk that's going to be harmful to their bodies. And they have all kinds of sweets, little Debbies for their kids and stuff like that. My goodness, it's terrible. And I'll have to admit that I was a sucker for that stuff too. I ate it too. I didn't realize how much harm it would do me, but I realize now, I'm trying to reverse the damage that's been done. And that's right. Do not eat meat. That's what I'm saying. When I started this Periscope, I told people, don't eat meat. People that eat pork, this is really something that it sounds gross, but when you think about it, you don't want to put this in your body. If you buy a pork chop, a raw pork chop, and put it on the counter or whatever, and buy a can of Coca-Cola or a bottle of Coca-Cola, whatever, and pour it on it, you know what's going to happen? You're going to get worms coming out of it. Do you want to put that in your body? I know I don't. Those worms, you can't cook pork good enough to even get rid of it. And that's unclean foods for us in the first place. They've never been clean foods according into the Bible. You read it in the Bible, in Leviticus and Deuteronomy. There's a long list of the unclean foods, and that's one of them. People will eat that, not realizing that it's unhealthy. You know why? Because the pigs are scavengers. My goodness, look at that. The way they eat and everything. They waller in the mud and everything. They don't chew their cud. We know cows and them chew their cud. But pigs don't. The Bible says they chew their cud and have the cloven hoof. Well, the pigs have the cloven hoof, but they don't chew their cud. And that's the thing. You don't want to put that stuff in your body. I never ate much pork anyway before I became an Adventist, and once I became an Adventist, of course, it was taboo, which I realized once I became an Adventist. I realized it was in the Bible. Yeah, that's right, tapeworms and parasites, and that's what I'm saying, Philip. You can't cook that pork chop enough to get rid of those tapeworms and parasites. They're still there. That's the problem. That's why people should avoid eating them. But yet I'll see people that'll go to the stores and they'll start picking out their pork chops and something like that, and it just makes me want to throw up. Look, it's absolutely terrible. You shouldn't be eating that stuff. That's harmful. But people are not aware of it. They have never been told you shouldn't be eating that stuff. If the stores didn't sell it, they wouldn't buy it. And they wouldn't be eating it then. But like I said, and the sad thing of it, yes, I know, Ruben, and that's what I'm trying to do. That I'm trying to change the way I'm eating, and trying to live healthy. But I'm telling you right now, I have seen videos of what those animals go through to be slaughtered for people to put it on their dinner table, and those poor animals, they suffer so. And when you see what those animals go through to be put on our dinner table, do you really want to eat them after that? I mean, I just literally cry when I see what they put those animals through, and it's absolutely horrible. Those animals are mistreated and everything, and it's just, yes, those poor creatures is right. You know, God never intended for us to eat meat in the first place. When He created the animals, He never created us to eat them at all. But man's chosen to decide, well, we're gonna use these for food. So they, the chickens and the cows and the pigs and whatever. And that's the thing. They were never meant to be eaten. Hi, Janiyah. Good to see you. Never meant at all for us to be eating them. And yet people will eat them as much as they can. It's sad. It's sad. And after I've seen what the animals go through, I don't want anything to do with it, because I don't feel that those animals should have to suffer and die for me so I can have food on my table. It's unnecessary. It's just, hi, good morning. Welcome to those who are just coming in. It is so sad. They suffer so terribly, and I don't really want that, those animals to have to suffer like that. Yes, it does. That's the problem. It does have a strong hold on people. But who are you going to let? Are you going to let the food control you? Are you going to control the food? That's the problem. A lot of people let the food control them. You can't do that. You have to control the food. You have to know when to say no, and say, no, I'm not going to do it anymore. And that's what I've done. I have said no. I'm not going to put the foods in my body that are harmful. You have to know when to say no, because if you don't, you're going to be sick, and that's the problem. People are so sick, and they don't realize why they're sick. They'll go to the doctor, like I said, to get drugs. Some of the doctors don't even know why they're sick. People come in there, and they don't know what's causing it. Well, if the doctor doesn't know, then you better not go to that doctor. You better go somewhere else. But I can tell you what the problem is. It's because of the sin. Sin and all this evil that's been brought in this world, and the foods that we're eating. My goodness, that's right. They're full of toxins. And people don't understand that. They're putting all that food into their bodies. No, I'm not. What makes you say that? Yeah, they are harmful, but little kids, being kids is what they are, they're going to want the sweets. And when you try to tell them no, they're going to wonder why. My daughter, she's got a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old, soon to be 7 in November. And they eat nothing but sweets. And I told her they shouldn't be having that stuff. Yeah, you're right, Ruben, it is. It's $1 billion industry. People are, and like I said, as long as people are going to buy them, they're going to continue to make them, and they're going to continue to sell them. That's sad, but true. The people, they're, like I said, they make the stuff so enticing in the store that people decide, well, this looks good, I'm going to take it home and I'm going to eat it, without even realizing they shouldn't put that in their body in the first place. They can't pronounce the stuff on the package, so why put it in your body, Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. That's great. Smoothies are the best thing for you. When I first got my smoothie machine, my other one, it finally went out on me, and I got a new one yesterday. But when I started taking smoothies, I should have kept at it. I didn't do them every day like I should have. Well, every other day or so. But now that I'm starting to do them every other day, I'm beginning to feel better. I'm beginning to look better. People are telling me. Of course, you can see stuff that I can't quite see, As human beings, we can't see what other people see. That's the thing. They'll tell us our skin looks better. I've been told my skin looks better, but to me it looks the same. But people are telling me it looks better, and I take that as a compliment. If they say it looks better, then I guess it does. It's because I've started eating better. You're exactly right. Exactly. That's the point too. We need to live healthy. There's kind of come a day when we're going to have to flee. Are we going to be able to do it if we're sick and can't get out? No. You want to be able to run for your life if you have to. And I'm going to be 70 in January. And if the Lord chooses to lay me to rest, that's one thing. But I'm certainly not going to try to contribute to my death by eating wrong. I want to try to be as healthy as I can. Well, yes, I think they are. I told my son, because my son and daughter-in-law have not been eating meat since she had breast cancer back in 2012. My daughter-in-law had stage 3 breast cancer. We almost lost her. And ever since then, she felt it was what they were eating. So she doesn't eat. They don't eat meat. The kids don't eat meat. And they're a lot healthier for it. And that's the thing. I'm glad that they're doing it, and it's taken me a long time to realize that I shouldn't be eating it either. We went to a buffet place for Mother's Day. Of course, they serve all kinds of meat and stuff there. Of course, they serve salads and stuff too. I didn't take any meat, and my daughter-in-law and son said, well, you could have chicken if you wanted it. I says, no, I'm not eating it anymore. I ate no meat whatsoever. I ate the healthy stuff, the vegetables, the potatoes, and things like that. And yeah, well, they don't know I'm completely vegan because I haven't talked to them, but I'll be talking to them on Sabbath. But, I think they will be happy because, I'm going to be happier for it. I'm going to be healthier, and I'll be able to get around better, which I have always been able to get around. Thank God for that. And thank you for the Super Hearts, by the way. I've always been able to get around, and thank God for that I have been able to get around. And I want that to continue. I want to be healthy enough that I can get around and I can give this message out and give the other messages out I give. I don't want to be sick that I can't do what I need to do, because good morning, Theola, welcome. All this coming in, Tasha, and all those are coming in, welcome. We all want to be healthy. We need to get this message out. And if we don't get it out, people are not going to realize what they are doing is wrong, what they're eating is wrong. Good morning, welcome. Because they're putting things in their body that they shouldn't be putting in there. And that's the sad thing. I haven't weighed myself since I started on this. I suppose I should have weighed myself when I started, and unfortunately I didn't. But, I haven't been doing it all that long, but I think I'm going to feel a lot better about it. Look better. They say I'm looking better, so I'm sure I'm going to feel better too. That's right. You got to claim good health. That's right. It's about how you feel. That's true. Well, you're probably right. Scales don't matter either. And I'm one of these kind that I don't really like to get on the scale if I can avoid it, because I don't like what the scale says, and sometimes they're not really all that precise anyway, and I've had one scale after another because you're trying to find one that's going to just exactly what I want to say, and then when you stand on it, it's got weighing you more than you're supposed to, and I'm saying, wait a minute. What's going on here? So I'd rather not get on the scale. I'd rather leave the scales alone, So, but the thing of it is, I think I'm beginning to lose weight. Clothes are beginning to feel a little bit better. I know it's going to take time now to get down to where I need to be, because I didn't get this way overnight, and I'm sure not going. And I'm not. That is nobody's business. I'm not going to say how much I weigh. That's personal. But I'm not going to, I didn't put it on overnight, and I'm not going to lose it overnight either. I need to do everything I can to lose it, and that's why I'm doing everything I can to speak on this and to do it myself. And that's right, I can peel my clothes. That's right, we need to eat more raw foods. That's what I was talking about. The processed foods are terrible. They have got so many chemicals in them that you can't pronounce them. And that's the thing. If you can't pronounce them, don't put them in your body, because you don't know what those chemicals are. And the thing of it is, people don't understand that. And I was the same thing. I would put them in my grocery cart. I'd see them on the grocery shelf, and they thought, well, this looks good. Little did I realize it might look good, but it may not feel good going down, And that's the thing. Oh, my goodness, I don't weigh that much. That's not right to even try to guess. If you're not going to be nice, then get out of here. Hi, welcome. Yeah, that's right. Non-food ingredients, a lot of chemicals. Yes, raw bananas. I just had yesterday morning, I think it was yesterday, I ate an organic banana. That was, I've never had, eaten them as far as, I put them in my smoothies and my ice cream and stuff like that. And, I put it in there, or I ate that banana, and somebody was saying that organic bananas have a different taste to them. They do. Compared to the bananas that you buy that are not organic, it does have a different taste, but it's better for me. So I'm going to continue to buy the organic bananas. That's right. It has enough natural food that's what we should be eating. And that's the thing. People don't care. They want to eat. So, and the thing of it is, instead of eating to live, they live to eat. That's the wrong thing to do. And that's why a lot of people are sick, because they live to eat. They'll put all kinds of stuff in their bodies, and then they'll wonder why they're sick, go to the doctor. He can't figure out what's wrong with them either. That's right. They eat for pleasure. They're not eating because they need to eat. They're doing it because they want to. We all have to eat to live, but we have to do it sparingly. We don't have to be gluttons about it. And that's right. It is. It is very, very bad. But like they say, you eat like a king at breakfast, a prince at lunch, and a pauper at supper. If you're going to eat 3 meals a day, that's exactly what you do. Cut way back on your eating, and you'll be surprised how much better you'll feel. And I don't snack now like I did. And if I do snack, it's healthy snacks. It's not potato chips, it's not pretzels or anything like that, because I won't buy them anymore. That's right. That's right, Philip. Their God is their belly. And that's the thing. They have let food control them instead of them controlling the food. And you can't do that. You try to eat just fruit? That's good too. Fruit is very, very good. If people would get back to what God gave us in the Garden of Eden and start eating it. But a lot of people, oh, thank you, I love you too. But a lot of people say, well, I can't just live on fruits and vegetables. That's not enough. I told my daughter that she should be eating better, that she should be eating a healthy diet. And her statement was, well, Mom, you only live once, so I'm going to continue to eat meat. Well, that's her prerogative. If she wants to eat meat, that's her prerogative. She's overweight too. She's well over 300 pounds, and it's because she's not eating the right foods. She's eating all the wrong foods, all this pasta and everything else, a lot of spaghetti. She's eating a lot of pizza. Pizza's fine as long as it's a vegan pizza or one you make yourself, and that's the thing. She doesn't care, and I've told her you got to live healthy. She wants to lose weight, well, she's not going to lose weight eating that way, and that's a lot of sugars. Exactly. And she buys a lot of Little Debbies and stuff for the boys and stuff like that. Well, let them have it if they want to have it. But the problem of it is, unfortunately, the 10-year-old or 11-year-old now, he's getting way overweight, and I'm afraid that he's gonna be huge when he gets a little older. And I told her that's not good. And her 22-year-old son, she showed me a picture of him, my grandson. Oh my goodness. That boy is 22 years old, and he is way overweight. He told his mom he loves to eat because she couldn't figure out why he was so heavy. He says, well, Mom, I love to eat. I says, that's wrong. He loves to eat, but he's eating all the wrong stuff like most kids do his age. Sit down and play video games or whatever, and eat all kinds of snacks, cakes and all this stuff. That's terrible. Just don't do it, And I fixed for the fellowship meal. I was always used to making chocolate pies and stuff like that. Well, now that I've heard about chocolate, that's another thing you should stay away from is chocolate. Do you realize you're eating bugs? You look at the video that Philip posted on YouTube. He goes into great detail about the chocolate. It's not good for you. And I used to make chocolate pies, but once I heard that, no more chocolate pies do I make. If anybody wants anything from any dessert from the fellowship meal, I'll bring something, but I'm not going to make a chocolate pie anymore. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, that's right. Little Debbie's, bad for that. I don't buy Little Debbie's anymore either. I did, but I'm not buying them anymore either. They're appealing. That's what I'm saying. They're very appealing in the store, and that's just the point. They're appealing, and then when they're appealing like that, that's what makes people buy them. But they may be appealing when you start eating them, but when they're going down, they're not so appealing. It's what they do to you afterwards, and that's what we got to be careful of. It's what they do to us afterwards. We got to be so careful that we don't put that kind of stuff. Yeah, the sugar is an additive. That's right. And like I said, people let the food control them. We all need to be healthy. That's why I'm doing this, because I want people to have a healthy lifestyle. That's why I periscope when I do smoothies or when I make my ice cream, hoping that people will see that I'm doing the right thing to be healthy. They can do it too. They don't have to go out and buy that ice cream in the store. I mean, there's a lot of ice cream. Granted, this is summertime, you like ice cream, but you know something? You make your own. You can eat as much of it as you want. It's a healthy indulgence. It's not something you're going to get sick on. Okay, Lex, that's good. And that's the thing. Stay away from the ice cream in the store. I used to go, that's the first thing I'd head for is the ice cream. Well, I don't do it now. I walked past it the other day and I says, I want none of this stuff. It's awful. When you think about it, the stuff that's in there, my goodness, And another thing you should stay away from is cheese. Cheese is not good for you either. And that's a lot of people. Cheese is their downfall. I don't eat cheese now either. I've got vegan cheese. Winco has vegan cheese. It is absolutely delicious. Yeah, but cheese is not good for you. That's harmful to your body. You shouldn't be eating it either. Um, yeah, I used to love it too, but when I have a tofurkey sandwich, if I want to put cheese on it, I put a vegan cheese slice on it, is what I put on it. And I recommend tofurkey. Oh yeah, I have heard of Diet Cheese, which I don't. I have a Costco here, but I don't have a card, so I don't get that. And the thing of it is, stay away from your cheese, stay away from your milk, and things like that are harmful to you. Yeah, you hated cheese. Well, my ex-husband hates cheese too. He never has been a cheese lover. Now my son loves cheese. He said that's his downfall. I told him, well, cheese is not good for you. He says, I know. Soy milk, I think it's okay. I mean, I wouldn't drink it though. I don't know if I would drink it or not. I would rather have almond milk because I put almond milk in my cereal. I put almond milk in my cereal, and then I use either coconut milk or rice dream in my smoothies, whichever I happen to be on hand at the time. I have the rice dream on hand now, so I put that in there. But I've never had cashew milk, although I do know it's there. I've seen it. I don't know how good it really is, but yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Soy milk is good, but use it sparingly. And from what my ex-husband had said, he said that soy is not good for men. So I don't know. Something about the testosterone or something. So, but I think that if you eat it drink it sparingly, it's probably okay. But don't make a habit of it. But as far as soy milk is concerned, I don't buy that one. I either have almond milk or coconut milk or rice dream. Oh, thank you. I thought I better do this. Philip, when I came in to do my, hi Stephanie, good to see you. Welcome. When I was doing my Periscope on my smoothie, I told her I was going to do the health message, and Philip says I should come in and do it. So that's why I did it, because people need to hear this. Yes, almond milk is good, and I buy the vanilla one, the vanilla almond milk from Almond Breeze. It's very good. That's the best one, and it's so good that it makes your cereal taste good. Because I'm using organic cereal too, so it makes it taste good as too, But just stay away from the foods that are unhealthy for you. That's right. No more milk, because milk is for calves. It's not for human beings. We shouldn't be drinking milk. Oh, missed you too, Stephanie. Good to see you. Welcome back to Periscope. And the thing of it is, if we got to start living healthy, if we want to be able to survive in this world, and we don't want to get sick, and we want to be around when Jesus comes, we got to start living healthy. You don't want to be on a poor diet all the time. It's going to affect you in the long run. And it's not hard. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it, because it takes a lot of willpower, it takes faith, and a lot of prayer. Praying to Jesus to ask you to overcome the gluttony, because that's what I call it, gluttony. When people start filling their carts up with the processed foods like the ding-dongs, the ho-hos, the whatever, the cakes and the pies and all the stuff like that. When you start putting that stuff in your cart, they don't know what harm they're really doing. But, they'll go down the snack aisle, and the kids, I want this and I want that, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness. That's right. You're right. You're right, Philip. They can't be eating those every day. Exactly. It has to be a variety. I don't know, Ruben. I'm really not sure about that one. That's a good question, though. I really don't know how to answer that. I'll have to check into that one, Ruben, for sure, because I really don't know. But health to me is wealth. You know why? You're saving money in the long run. You may spend it out buying organic foods, but in the long run, you're saving money because you're not going to the doctor. You're not getting sick, because that's where you spend the money, is go to the doctor, and they charge you an arm and a leg just for one office visit. So that's the thing. I suggest that people live as healthy as you can, so stay away from the doctors. We don't need them. I mean, doctors are there when you need them, but I feel that you don't need them if you want to be well. You won't need them at all. Yeah, health is wealth. That's right, health is wealth. You don't need doctors. If you start living healthy and be well, like Stacy said, you won't need to go to the doctor ever. Won't ever need to go to the doctor. And I'm hoping that everybody got the answers they needed from this Periscope, because I wanted to do this. I know I couldn't be on here very long because I'll have to get off in a little bit. But I just wanted to come in here and share with people my thoughts on how you should eat and what I've done to make myself healthy too. You know, I've done away with the sugars. I've done away with the milk. I've done away with the cheese and things like that. You know, and I drink smoothies. If you want to watch the smoothie one I just did before this one, then you go into my profile, follow me, and watch my smoothies. I do ice creams too. I post a lot of things on YouTube. I have a YouTube channel under my name. So if you want to go to my YouTube channel, you can check things out there. You're welcome, Philip, because I put them up on YouTube because people that have YouTube may not necessarily have Periscope. So they can get a knowledge of the health message too, you know, and understand that they need to be healthy like everybody else. But I think for right now, I'm going to call it quits. You know, I'll sing my song, even though I didn't do a prophecy scope. I'll sing my song, and then I'll end the scope. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Let us all be a sanctuary for Jesus. And as the Bible says, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I thank you all for coming in, the live viewers as well as the replay viewers. Hope you all have a great day. God bless, take care, and bye-bye.